In England, most people believe you have to follow the team closest to your home or follow your parents' team. So for me, moving to Incheon, we have a team in Incheon, there's nobody else for me to follow. Whoever won that day would be promoted. I honestly think if Incheon had lost, I'm actually getting goosebumps talking about it, English football is losing its soul. Everybody wants to be in the Premier League. Clubs will do anything they can to chase that. All of the fans now are tourists. All of the players come from abroad, the managers are from abroad, and the clubs are owned by foreign groups. So what is the community that exists with these clubs? It's disappearing. The fans who live in this area can't afford tickets anymore. It's all about money now. The biggest attraction for K League in comparison to England would be My name's Luke, I'm from England, I'm 40 years old now, and I'm a teacher, but also I'm an Incheon fan.
Did you come to Korea?
When I graduated university, I finished my teaching degree. I wanted to travel, I wanted to go somewhere and teach, but also I wanted to experience life. I applied to several jobs in China, Japan, in Korea, and I was offered an interview to a job in Korea first, and I was offered the job, and so I just moved to Korea. I did the interview when I was 22, and 1 week after my 23rd birthday, I packed my bags, I moved to Korea. Well, I can't remember not watching football. I think from about 6 years old, I was playing in a team. We played like under 7, under 8 football in England. And since then, during my childhood, Saturday, Sundays, watching football, playing football, after school, playing football. My life has been football for as long as I can remember.
Before you coming to Korea?
I didn't. And when I arrived in Korea, I lived in Mokpo. And in 2009, there wasn't any K League or any football in Mokpo. The closest team was Gwangju. And so I didn't watch any K League really until I moved to Incheon. I think I watched one game in 2010 in Gwangju, and that was Gwangju Sangmu in an empty stadium. But when I moved to Incheon, straight away I would go to games with friends I made and with my wife, and it became habit. The more you go, the more you want to go.
Incheon United, because there are so many clubs in K League.
There are, but in England, most people believe you have to follow the team closest to your home or follow your parents' team. So for me, moving to Incheon, we have a team in Incheon, there's nobody else for me to follow. Even if Incheon were in K League 2, even if they were losing every game, Incheon are my local team and you support your local team. For the first year or 2 years, it was fun. When you're new to watching a league or watching a team, you don't really understand what's happening outside of the football. The league structure, promotion, relegation, playoffs. You just come and you watch football. You don't know who the players are, but you enjoy the atmosphere. And slowly, the more you watch, the more you recognize the players. And so for me, it was foreign players that I recognized first. And then beyond that, there would be important Korean players. You learn their names, you learn their position. And so slowly you build up an understanding of the club, of the squad. And that's what makes it more important, because you're more emotionally invested. Anybody can watch a football game, but when you repeat the same action, when you go every week and watch football, it becomes more than just watching. You have an emotional investment, and that's what happened with Incheon, with me. When I first came to Incheon games, the crowd wasn't very big. There weren't a lot of people. We were under 10,000 fans. The ultra section was quite small. They were loud, but they were small. And I think it was the same for most of K League at the time. It wasn't very popular 10 or 15 years ago. K League has grown a lot. You've seen now many teams have average attendances of 10,000 fans, more than 10,000 fans, and it shows how K League is developing. The atmosphere is different. The atmosphere is much more lively, and you get caught up in the atmosphere. When everybody else is shouting, you want to shout too. When everybody's singing, you want to sing too. So in the beginning it was fun, but now it's much more.
Your friends, could you describe the group?
We're just foreign people who met at football and sit together. Some of the people I go with have been going since the Munhak days. Some people are new in the last 1 or 2 years. Me and my friends, we always sit in S9, and we have for 10 years in the same seats. And so when foreigners come to a game or when we bring our foreign friends, we all tend to sit in the same area together. We get food before the game or we have drinks after the game. It became a community kind of by accident. We're just football fans who have English as a common language. We have a few Korean people, a Korean friend sitting with us now. It makes my experience of watching Incheon, home games, away games, much better because I have people to go to games with. I have people to travel on the KTX with. It's good because when you're working from Monday to Friday, the weekends are your free time and you want to spend those weekends with kind of time that you appreciate and with people that you appreciate. And so the people I watch K League with, watch Incheon with, they do that for me.
So you followed every away game also?
Not every away game. I go to as many as possible. It's difficult because I finished late at work, so this year will be tough because we have so many midweek games. Last year I think I went to every stadium once except Busan and Gyeongnam. We went to Jeonnam, we went to all of the Gyeonggi games. It was an entertaining season, it was a fun season. You want to see it, you want to experience it. Everybody expected it would be 1 year in K League 2 and then back to K League 1. It doesn't always work. For Suwon Blue Wings, it hasn't worked. But if we have 1 season in K League 2, you want to experience as much as possible. Go to as many games as possible, see as many different places. Because for us being foreign, when we go to Cheonan or when we go to Cheongju, we might not ever go to those cities again as people. So we get the experience of going and seeing the city or the town, meeting people who live there, either local fans or foreign fans, and then seeing the stadium. It's a good day, it's a good trip, it's a good experience, and often we won, so it was a good game.
I just wonder, who is your favorite player?
It's difficult because when you look back at the time I've been watching Incheon, Mugosa is almost constant. I think I watched Incheon for a few years when Kevin Orris was a striker, but then we signed Mugosa and he has been Incheon's most important player for the last 7-8 years. However, that's an easy answer. I think if you look at the squad now, I think Kim Gun-hee is very good and very important to Incheon. I think Park Sung-ho is very good and very important. We have a lot of really good young players, and we have a lot of experience to help with that. So you have Lee Myung-ju, who does a very important job in the middle of the field. He's a captain. He controls the game and he helps players. The defense last year was very young, so having Lee Ju-young playing is very good for the younger players. I really liked Kim Do-hyuk, and I'm very sad that he's left. It's difficult to choose one player because we've just had a good season and every player was very, very good. Yeah, so if I can't say Kim Do-hyuk, I'd have to say Mugosa. And when Mugosa eventually leaves or retires, it's going to be very difficult to replace him.
What is your favorite Incheon United chant?
I like the Bella Ciao chant. I think it has a lot of meaning and history behind the original song. And I like the Mugosa song, Sarà perché ti amo, which is the Italian song. everybody knows it, everybody sings it, and it really lifts everybody. So yeah, those two, I think. The design of the stadium is very interesting because we have a roof on three sides.
Yeah.
So the Incheon sound travels, whereas the away fan sound goes straight out. And so it makes the away fans quieter or feel quieter on the pitch and in the ground, whereas the Incheon stadium carries the Incheon fans' noise. It's a very interesting design.
What is the biggest attraction of the K League?
Coming from someone who watches English football, I've been to a lot of English games. I've had season tickets for my hometown team, Barnsley, in England. The biggest attraction for K League in comparison to England would be the ticket price. The price of games here is much more affordable, especially if you have a family. What happens in England is many fans are priced out of football. They can't go to games because it's so expensive. When you have children, it makes it much more expensive as well. But when you come to Incheon, you see so many families, children, couples coming here to watch football regularly because they can afford it. And one thing that English football needs to remember is that you need fans in the ground and you need people who come to the game every week. Outside of the Premier League, prices are becoming ridiculous. It's because everybody is challenging and everybody wants to go to the Premier League. And so the prices are going up because costs are going up, wages are going up. But the people, the fans who go to games, their wages aren't going up. And so lots of people can't go to games. In Korea, you don't have that problem. Even here, if the ticket prices go up, it's only by 1,000 or 2,000. It's still very affordable. My season ticket here is the equivalent of 2 or 3 games in England, even in the second division or the third division. You're looking at 50,000, 60,000 for a normal ticket to a Division 2, Division 3 game in England. So even though season ticket prices here have increased, as an outsider comparing it to England, it's still affordable. It's still very affordable. One thing I've noticed in K League is that you can drink in the stadiums whilst watching the games. It's a very baseball-like idea. You can sit and drink and eat, and in England it's banned. You're not allowed to drink alcohol in the stand in front of the pitch. So as long as people behave, I think drinking beer and watching the football is good. I also like that there are supporters groups. There are groups of people who have flags and scarves and an identity within the fan base, because it helps draw attention to like the supporters and the club itself. In England, for the most part, the fans are just a fan. They're not organised into groups. I think Crystal Palace are now trying to create an ultras group, but they're the only ones that stand out. Most people in England go to the game either with 1 or 2 friends or with their family. People don't often go in a big organised supporters group, and I think it helps with the atmosphere at K League.
Ticket price is so high, but
It's
as Championship or League 1, League 2.
Championship, you're still looking at maybe 30 or 40 pounds, which is like 70 or 80,000 won per game. Barnsley season tickets in the League 1, in the third division, I think they're about 300 or 350 pounds, which is 700,000 won. And so when you look at that, if you have children as well, it's too much. It's way too much. Premier League is off the scale. You have to be very rich to watch Premier League. It's crazy.
Crazy. Relationships between the local citizens and people.
Absolutely.
And do also English clubs as well?
The short answer is no. I think more and more in English football, especially the higher level clubs, you see teams being taken over by banking groups or consortiums or groups of people who aren't connected to the football club. How many clubs in England now have American owners? How many have owners from the Middle East? A club originally was the heartbeat of the local community. When it was owned by people within the community, those people understand the needs and the backgrounds of the fans much better. A lot of clubs in England are working class clubs. They're clubs created by workers 150 years ago. Local factories or local services made a football club. And we've got away from that. When you have clubs owned by billionaires in a different country, they don't have any idea about what the real fan base thinks. The only thing that they care about is monetizing everything. Because they've invested all of this money, they need to see money back. And so English football is losing its soul because everybody wants to be in the Premier League, and clubs will do anything they can to chase that. I mean, how many English players play in the Premier League now? How many players come through the academy at English clubs? Everybody is bought in. All of the fans now are tourists. All of the players come from abroad. The managers are from abroad, and the clubs are owned by foreign groups. So what is the community that exists with these clubs? It's disappearing because the community, the fans who live in this area, can't afford tickets anymore. It's all about money now. Even the Championship, even League One. You look at Wrexham. Like Wrexham, they were in non-league football, and they've had all of this money put into them, and some people think it's a fairy tale story, and some people think it's magical. But eventually, like the people who were there 3 years ago, 4 years ago, the ticket prices will go up to a point where the ground is full of American tourists coming because they've watched it on Disney. And then the people who followed Wrexham will be pushed out. That's what happens. And it's a shame, but you have a choice, don't you? And when you chase the money, when you chase Premier League, you lose some of that identity. It's very sad, especially because these clubs are 150 years old, and people's dads and granddads and great-granddads watch the football there. But now their children can't because it's too expensive. And so this history of watching your local team is broken because the local team became greedy. One thing I'm not a fan of in K League is teams changing their name and changing their colours. That is something that doesn't happen in the Premier League. It doesn't happen in English football. There's one instance of a team, Wimbledon. They moved to Milton Keynes and they became MK Dons about 20 or 25 years ago. The entire football fan base, everybody rejects them as a club because you can't move city. It happens in American sports, but it shouldn't happen in football. Your club is your identity. The colours, the name shouldn't change. I don't know, what I like about Incheon is that we are a citizen club, and if we got taken over by a company, I would hope we would stay Incheon United in blue and black. If you offered me the chance to be Incheon company name and playing ACL every year in red, I'd say no. It's your identity, and it's the fans' identity, and it's the history of the club, and changing things seems a betrayal of the fans who built the club. But possibly other people have different ideas, I'm not sure, but I don't like it. One thing that I appreciate about K League, and it's the same for almost every K League club, they are one club in their city. And so they have to kind of appeal to everybody in the city. They have to be a place for people to meet and watch football and enjoy their free time. And they do it really well, I think. There's lots of events that happen at Incheon where people from the local community come and participate, and I think that's really important and it's really good, and it's something like English football needs to remember. I think it's underappreciated. In Korea there are lots of people who will go to a bar to watch Tottenham or watch Arsenal or Man City or Man United. They will wake up at 4 a.m. to watch Champions League games, but they won't spend a little bit of money to come to a game in the K League because they don't think K League is as good. But K League is entertaining. You can't watch Incheon last year and say it wasn't entertaining. You also have to remember that all of the EPL Korean players and Bundesliga Korean players, for the most part, they started in K League. Like Yang Min-hyuk, he's famous now because he's playing in the championship, but he was at Gangwon for a season. Like, people can watch future big stars in K League, and you never know who it will be. Football's football, right? If you enjoy football, then you would enjoy watching Incheon. I mean, Man United have bad games. Man City have bad games. You wake up at 4 a.m. and they lose. If you enjoy watching football, there's no reason not to come and watch K League. I think last year, the Suwon away game, winning 2-1 with a full stadium, all of the Incheon fans with the blue and black plastic, the Suwon fans with their umbrellas, and whoever won that day would be promoted. I honestly think if Incheon had lost, then Suwon could have pushed on. Mentally, it was such a big victory for Incheon, and you could see after the game when the players sat down in front of the away fan, I'm actually getting goosebumps talking about it. When they sat down in front of the away fans, they were exhausted. The weather was terrible. But they knew then, I think, and the fans knew that this was going to be our year. It was incredible. Yeah, good game.
And how do you feel about the first match?
I think it's exciting. I think we'll have a really good crowd. There'll be lots of people here for that. Against Seoul, you would want to be competitive. I can't sit here and say that we're going to win because we've just been promoted from K League 2. We've lost a lot of players and introduced a lot of players, so we don't know how those players work together. But I think it'll be a very good match. I would love for Incheon to win. If we get a draw, I wouldn't be disappointed. I think as a spectacle, we remember the Suwon games last year where we had a really big crowd and both sets of fans were loud. Hopefully that's what we get on the opening day, and if we can start well, I think we should have a good season.
Expectation about this for this season?
Again, it's difficult because we've just been promoted, and so all of the expectation that we had 2 or 3 years ago coming out of ACL, I don't know if it still applies. However, we have a very good manager. We have a good core of players. The spine of the team, we have a very good goalkeeper. We've got Connie at the back. He's going to play, I would say, most games. He played every game last season, every minute of every game. So you have to imagine he'll start, and he's got Chong Tae-uk next to him. Maybe he'll play this year. I'm not sure because we've got Hwani Bisa. I don't know who's going to play. I don't know how we're going to do it. But the spine of the team looks solid. Lee Myung-ju is a very important player, and we've got Magosa up top. So if the new players can fit in and we can click and we can get a good run, I think momentum will help us. I would be happy to finish 7th. I mean, a lot of people would say 7th isn't good enough, but coming up from the lower division, I think 7th would be more than good enough. We have to re-establish ourselves as a K1 club. Just because we're here, it doesn't automatically mean we're a K1 club. We could be in for a difficult season. We don't know until it starts. Middle of the table would be fine. For me, I always use the word community. I know a lot of people like words related to romance and romantic, and for me it's about community. It's the people I see at the stadium. It's the people who say hello to me. It's the players who are here for a long time that you become familiar with. And it's the idea that we represent Incheon as a city. The club is owned by the city, and so we are a product of the city. You hope that people in Incheon who want to watch football can come to the stadium and enjoy that, because this is the city's club. It's more than just watching football. It's social events, having dinner, it's meeting people who I wouldn't normally meet. Some of my students come here, and so I can say hello to them. It's great to have something to do, something regular to do, something that's enjoyable. Football is a whole day. Like I always put on my Instagram like weekends are for football, because you wake up on football day, you go and you have lunch or drinks with your friends, you watch the football, and then afterwards you might have food. Or you go to an away game and it's an entire trip. It's getting you out of the routine of working all the time. It breaks up kind of the repetitiveness of life, and it's kind of an escape from reality. Watching football, meeting your friends, hoping that you get a good result. It's really important mentally, I think, to be able to just switch off for a few hours and enjoy football. I really appreciate how a lot of Incheon fans say hello to me and say hello to our group, just solely because we're football fans and we go to games. And that's why it feels like a community. Everybody is very friendly. That I can remember, we've never had any problems, either with home fans or away fans, which coming from English football is very different. Police everywhere in England. And if you go to a local derby game, they treat fans like criminals. It's unnecessary. But yeah, here's very good. Just always believe in the team, support everybody as you do, and just don't give up hope. I think this year is going to be a good year, and sometimes it won't go well, because it does for every team. But when it doesn't go well, just keep going, keep cheering, keep fighting.